What's good with you? We're finally back. It's a new year. We got this famous director right here. Y'all know this guy?
Come on. Hold the cameras.
He did a play and everything. Like,
He's a playwright.
Hold the cameras. Okay, look. The last podcast, I told people, y'all gonna see this video before everything happened, but big things are gonna happen.
Right.
And these are two people who actually were at the play. Y'all see what's going on?
It was amazing.
Come on now.
It was amazing. This man is a genius right here.
Come on,
He'd
man.
be saying it, but I'm like, nah, he really a genius.
Look, I'm just grateful. I'm just happy to be here. Happy, healthy. We got a guest. We gonna get into all of that.
You brought a friend today, huh, Chef Beanz?
Yes.
Tell us about your friend that you brought today.
So y'all know who Nia is, who's the creator of What's Good With You podcast, the host. I'm the co-host. But we're going to talk a little bit about Chef Jon. You know what I mean?
What's up, man?
He's from New York. Chef Jon, actually, tell us a little bit about yourself, because I've been grateful enough to know this person for over, I don't know how many years, going on 10 years. But yeah, Jon, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
My name's Jonathan Harris. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I currently live in Los Angeles, California. And I didn't have to wear a jacket today.
Yes, you didn't have to, but you chose to.
But you chose to.
It was a choice.
Being a little, I don't know, I think he's being a little modest. Nia. So
Yeah, I think he is, because it's like, you're a chef, but you create an experience.
Absolutely.
Not just food. So tell us a little bit more about that.
So I got a supper club downtown called The Apartment, which originated in Paterson, New Jersey. It started as a artistic outlet, because I was tired of people just telling me what to do all the time. So people sitting there telling me, I will make this and make that for their restaurant, and that's cool. But I moved to Jersey. I was teaching cooking classes, and I was like, you know what, I got space now. I'm not living in a frat house anymore. I don't got 200 square feet. I got a little room. I'm going to do a supper club. I'm going to just start cooking. And me being from Long Island, and I lived in Jersey, it was like a smooth 45, 50-minute drive from Long Island to Paterson. And the only way I could get everybody out there was if I cooked. I was like, yo, bro, you should come check me, man. I got space now, you know what I mean? We don't even gotta think outside no more. You can come in here and we can do it all. Yeah, that's what's up. I seen the pictures, bro.
But then when you tell them about that food, then they want to come.
Then I'm like, yo, bro, you know what? I just picked up some quail today. Thinking about frying it up with a little bit of collard greens. How do you feel about it? You know what? I think we might come over there. How much is the toll? All right, now we with it.
I think that's mad interesting how food just brings people together the way that no other
especially
thing.
black people.
No, absolutely.
Anybody. It's one that everybody speaks that language.
Right.
Babies, senile people. Don't matter.
Right. Everybody loves food. But it's a new year. We got to acknowledge that. But what have you guys been up to this new year?
I'll go first. This new year, it's still January, so I've been coming off of the high of the play that was early December, which I'm very grateful for, but it's time to run it back in February. So I know going into this year, a lot of people are used to be intentional, Beanz, be intentional. But this year I'm going to be more transparent. I'm saying exactly what I want to say, how I want to say it, and just kind of not putting too much emphasis on how people respond to my truth. I'm just transparently going to speak my truth. So I feel great. I feel healthy. And I'm just excited. That's what I've been up to, being very transparent. What about you, Chef Jon?
For the new year, I'm trying something new, being more open. Being more transparent. How about that?
Yeah, what you trying?
Yeah, more open in all regards. Because
I'm here. I would never. I usually don't even like talking to people.
Really?
Yeah, unless I'm working. Work me is a totally different person than like actually knowing me. Usually if somebody pull a camera, I'm out.
Really?
And I don't even know why. It's just it's the idea. You know what it is?
What?
I'll tell you what it is. Like people used to look up to, like the negative people used to look up to, like, you got older cousins, older brothers, uncles. Mm-hmm. Anytime the camera comes, I don't take no pictures. Well, they were doing, illegal things.
Right.
So I just took on the persona. Now, as an adult, I can say that I had this conversation with myself recently. I was like, yo, why? You don't even do anything illegal.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
So what's the point?
But since I was a kid, I'm talking about a kid. Imagine Santa Claus on the lap. Don't picture. Come on.
He was copying what was around you.
Yeah, and it just like it dawned on me recently, like, yo, bro, you don't even run stop signs.
You're a very nice guy. Like, why are you trying to hide
You're
yourself?
a good guy.
Like, yeah, I am. I'm a nice guy. You know. But recently, now I'm just like, now I got to be more open to it. And then because of COVID, the internet is like this thing now. Not now. It's always been this thing.
Yeah.
But it's you just had to start seeing. And I grew up in the industry. Like I'm a third generation chef. Grandfather's a chef. My father's a chef.
Wow.
I went to culinary school, and it's like I never had to change anything. The internet wasn't there before, and I still worked. I still made money. I still did everything I needed to do, and never had to post about it. I post about food for fun, just like, oh, today I cut like 40 pounds of potatoes. You didn't. And then now it's just like people are posting, cutting two potatoes in half. I'm a chef now. This is an amazing world we live in.
TikTok chefs.
Yeah, it's the internet.
Talk heavy. Paper plate chefs, TikTok
Right.
chefs.
Yeah, like, and it's like, recently I also understand, like, yo, you can't, who are you to say who's a chef or not? Like, there's definitely levels you have to go through. You don't have to. Well,
Right.
you used to go through in order to get titles and, move up. But now, so what up? People make money on the internet.
Right.
They don't have to leave their crib. So for the culinary or the hospitality industry not to jump on that and just like, yo, it's not that deep. I used to be one of those people on the internet wilding, like, you're not a chef, you suck. Horrible. Shouldn't
I
cook.
do be seeing like kids on there thinking they chefs like on TikTok and stuff, and they have like millions of views, and I'm just like, they burn the food, like,
Right.
but people still watching it, I guess, because they find it funny or comical. But
No, the internet is clearly the new place where everybody gets a trophy. That's it.
yeah,
Tell us more about that. What do you mean by everybody gets the trophy with the internet?
I feel like a lot of times, like even with chefs who are like notable,
Right.
they'll do something that's amazing, but because they're chefs, it's not that great. Like you're supposed to do that.
okay.
And you see some Joe Schmo at home that got his apron from Whole Foods and is making mashed potatoes, and everybody, oh my God, that's so amazing! I'd love to try it. What's the recipe? Yeah, okay.
You know what's funny about that though? When I first met John, so I'm Chef Beanz, but people rarely see me cook the random things that I cook. When I first met Chef John, he was like, you feel me? It's like exactly what he's saying. Everybody be throwing chef in front of their name, but are they really a chef? You wouldn't put a Band-Aid on a person and call yourself a doctor, would you? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
It's going on. But
Like, we could talk about it.
Yeah.
There's a certain, I'm 31 now, so I graduated in 08, and during that ever, I don't know if it was everywhere, but there was a mass spread of the clinical nurses going around, going to Sanford Brown, right? And it was a thing. And a lot of people, it was a little program, then you had people who were registered nurses.
right.
But because a lot of people didn't know the difference at the time, you're a nurse and you're a nurse. And I would see people who went to school, went for a long time, a lot of practice, say, no, we're not the same thing. And everybody would be okay. Okay, she has a certification and you're okay.
Right.
There's a difference here. When it comes to food, no.
Yeah, you
not
guys
the
don't
same
have
thing.
like a, yeah.
I think it's like that for photography too, and like videography, and a lot of art-based things. It's just people, if you could pick it up and you feel like you could do it, and you could make people believe it, then go off.
Yeah.
And now that I understand it, I'm not the angry guy on the internet.
Yeah. I think your work speaks for itself though. So you don't have to do all the extra showboating and all that.
I feel like to some people, but I think as a majority, a lot of people just look at, oh, that's nice. What is it? It's like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, a lot of people, and I'm also aware that a lot of people just, if they like it, who are you to convince them that they shouldn't? You know what I mean? A lot of
Right.
people are just kind of like, it is what it is. So with all of that, I'm always just watching from a space where if I enjoy it, I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise, because I don't personally feel like investing that energy unless it's directly connected to me. But we've
Right.
had multiple conversations about culinary, how you've had to freaking shooting caviar out of straw to people. You've had to do things as a kid, which that's actually connected to the topic which we're talking about today, because What's Good With You podcast, the foundation is primarily mental health, and we nuance different ways to talking about different things. So we want to really like get into your experience on top of talking about adapting to a new normal. And what I mean by adapting to a new normal, you can use the example of no one prepared for COVID. We all had to adapt to wearing masks, getting tested to go into different things. But let's go into you a little bit, Chef Jon. So you're a third generational chef, which means
Grandfather was a chef, my father was a chef, and I grew up in the restaurant.
do you feel as though that was predestined? Like when your parents had you there, it was like he's going to be a chef. Like how were you introduced to the kitchen or culinary world?
Extra hands.
What do you mean by extra hands?
They needed help,
They
so
needed
you was
help.
in there.
I
Yeah.
was free labor, and I was
Right.
close. You ain't have to pick me up. You know what I mean? You just tell me get in the car and go to work, and it was life. It was normal until I found out it wasn't. Like I go to school, like, yo, so what y'all doing this weekend? Oh no, cartoons. They play cartoons? Like the whole day?
You never watched cartoons?
Bro, I didn't watch Static Shock till I was 17 years old.
Whoa, okay.
What?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so what did weekends look like? You didn't have the
You
weekends
was
where
peeling potatoes in the
Making
morning?
cornbread.
Making cornbread.
Yeah, working, helping out at the restaurant. Like, he had a catering company, he had a restaurant, and it was the weekends. As soon as you wake up, it was like music's playing. My mother's probably getting ready to start cleaning, and he's like, "All right, we'll see you in the car. Meet me in the car."
Wow.
So
you,
whatever
you
needed
didn't
to be
even
done.
have a choice. It was just
Nah,
like
I
you're
didn't
doing.
know they played cartoons all day on Saturday. I didn't know.
That's wild.
That officially to me, it was like, oh, I'm not a kid, because that's like a kid's day, and I worked that day.
So you're saying, so basically you're saying since you had that upbringing, that when COVID came around, like nothing really changed for you?
No.
'Cause you were still.
No, that's not the truth. All right, so before COVID, I was doing weddings, actually. I was still doing the apartment. I was still doing supper clubs when I had time, but I was doing 4 to 7 weddings a weekend. And it was, yeah.
Wow. A weekend?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
from Friday to like Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, so with that, it was just like, when COVID, it was like, all right, it sat me down. And I needed a break, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
It was a lot. Like, I missed weddings, I missed birthdays, I missed a bunch of things. That
You
I
missed
didn't have to.
personal wedding, like friends and family.
Yeah,
time.
I went to everybody else's wedding at work. You know what I mean? Everybody ate good. They had a blast. But as far as I went, it was like I was there. I was working 18-hour days. I would sleep maybe 6 hours a weekend.
All right.
And then COVID
but-
came. And then it was like, oh, you can't do this anymore. Do what? Work? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to just hang out here. See how this goes. And then I was like, oh, this is great. I don't have to report anywhere. This is the first time in my life I never had to report anywhere.
Wow.
So
So it was a much needed break. Yeah. That's how I feel about it too. Like,
unfortunate needed break.
well, yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah,
Sorry.
unfortunate because yes, people did get sick, especially me. I thought it wasn't. I won't say I thought it wasn't real, but when I look at like my videos from actual like 2020, like I was just out and about, like nothing was gonna faze
That was
me.
your normal.
Yeah, like I was just like, oh, me and my cousins were talking about how we used to like throw parties and stuff during the pandemic, and like we wasn't really caring like that. And then I got sick on New Year's, and I was like, damn, I gotta be more careful. Like, I'm really just out here thinking that I'm invincible, like that this ain't gonna get me, and it got me. That mess had me down. Like, I was like, dang.
It came.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
came.
it was real. It was real, but it also forced me to sit down because also before that I was doing a lot, like with the podcast or my business. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take this time. I'm gonna work on like myself and resting. And everybody's telling me like, Nia, you just need to rest. You gonna get better. You just need to rest. And so I do feel more rejuvenated now that I'm back healthy and negative because Chef Jon tried to play me earlier.
I mean, you came in hot.
Right.
You came
He was
in
like,
hot.
but you're good now though, right?
Right. I
He's
think
like, why would I have you here if I wasn't good? Come
I
on.
mean,
I wouldn't put y'all
for
in
the-
danger like that.
Anything for the show?
Nah. That's why we haven't recorded since
since the end of November.
after Thanksgiving.
Since the end of
Yeah,
November.
because I wanted to record way earlier, but I got sick, so had to push
She
everything
said,
back.
Thanksgiving.
I think
She's made me hungry saying that.
I think it's funny, right? So when I think about like when I'm listening to Chef Jon and when I'm listening to Nia, like prior to you said your normal was going to the restaurant on the weekends. You didn't know any difference since you were freaking what 6, 7 years old, and then Nia talking about partying in 2020. Yeah, I think we all got very comfortable, seemingly with life, or we take certain things for granted,
right?
Like the autonomy that comes with just breathing free flowingly, and now we have to go into spaces, making sure we got masks on,
right?
Different things like that. But when I think about the new normal of this country and how we operate, I feel like prior to the quarantine, I was already in isolation. Like it was a lot of people's first time sitting with themselves,
right?
So they're trying to adapt to this normal as far as that. But I feel like once you really sit with yourself and identify who you are, that's what helps traject everything else. Mm-hmm. Because even the apartment supper club, you were in Jersey and now you're in LA. Like, what do you think made you want to even like take that leap from the familiarity of what you were used to a completely different coast? Like, what was it like your idea with your business that made you want to switch up your new normal?
Well, like I said, it was before my new normal was just like being able to sit down.
Okay.
And like watch TV. Like I caught up with Power and all those other shows when COVID just hit. And then it got boring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, so people do this shit every day, bro? Nothing? Like I don't have anywhere to go. I'm scrolling on the internet, I'm seeing all these people cooking now and stuff. I was like, this is...
Everybody learned how to cook.
Yeah, everybody all of a
pandemic.
sudden, man, I started making bread. I never made sourdough like that in the crib. I want to make some sourdough. But it was just like I got bored, and I think before I got completion, I had to leave. And it wasn't like I wasn't working still. I was still doing like couples here and there, like maybe a 6 top, a 10 top. But because of COVID, I couldn't do the actual event of an apartment. It just had to be private.
Oh,
dinners.
so you moved during the pandemic?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you just moved out here?
Yeah,
kinda.
I made a year today.
Oh,
actually.
congratulations!
Man, appreciate it.
I didn't know it was that like soon. I mean, that recent that you had moved out here.
Yeah.
So
got up and
I want to ask you this: how is it? Well, was it different, like the pandemic on the East Coast and the pandemic out here? Do you feel like it was different at all, or
the weather being one? I know that.
The weather being number one. This is a loaded question.
what?
Because I went straight for, is it different? And it was like, aside from COVID, it was like, oh yeah, I got mad shit to say. But then with COVID, I think people are a lot more relaxed over here. Stress, the East Coast is mad stressful.
Yeah. Every time I go to New York, like it seemed like the people like they're always in a rush, and then they always seem just a little bit rude, just a little bit.
No,
a little bit.
No, I just think over here is just way too passive. They could care about nothing. Time being included.
Because it's relaxing. I think it has something to do with the weather.
Yeah.
It's just like people are more relaxed. And I feel like when it's cold, like you're just trying to get to where you got to go. Like, get up my way, you know? So,
no,
maybe.
I'll tell you one perspective, and this is just from and it's very rare to see people not doing anything. Like everyday people who have nothing wrong, have things going on, not doing anything all day. People start to wonder, what the hell, I'm in and out. You still in the same place you was when I left this morning. It's very weird to me. Over here, if you're going to work every day on a schedule, people ask you, hey man, when are you gonna take a break?
That's true. That's so true.
It's like, what are you talking? You're on. You what? You didn't. I saw you here this morning. Mm-hmm. I saw you here when I got home. I saw you here yesterday morning. Mm-hmm. I missed you last night because I came home a little late. Coffee shop was closed. You might have went home. But people just sit there and just have a blast and just standing there. And that was like the biggest culture shock to me. I was jealous that I couldn't think like that.
You know what it is though, bro? I think not even necessarily just being from the East Coast. Like sometimes we're working with blue collar parents, like people who gonna roll up their sleeves. We emulate that same thing. We feel as though we have to exchange time for money. Like if you're not at work, getting to it, waking up 7 a.m., getting to it, making sure your family good, then what are you doing? Right. But I also ran into like that same experience with moving out here. I've met people who sell pins that you can stick on your shirt for a living and make a lot. I know people say, I don't feel like working this whole 3 weeks. I'm not going to work 3 weeks, and still find ways of making sure that their basic needs are taken care of. So culture shock, yes. But on the flip side, it also has helped me unlearn those things that were beat into our heads.
Right.
Like we were really taught that you have to exchange time for money. If you're not working, if you're not punching in, then what are you doing? But I can honestly admit, moving out here made me realize I can attract the abundance that I want by literally just like setting myself up for success, but not feeling like I got to just punch in and punch out to an institution.
Out here, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Out here gave me patience. There's a lot of patience. I was a little high strung for New York. So coming over here, people thought I was a terrorist. My first time, I'm doing a dinner. Go to the supermarket. Numero uno. They have great meat products. It's a pretty good store. I'm in line, and this dude has, like, ketchup. He has his regular stuff, but he's, like, holding on to the bottle of ketchup like it's the last one. Paying no mind. I got a full shopping cart of food. I don't have time. Gets to the front of the line, and the dude is just like, yeah, this is the one on sale, right? The dude on the the cashier is just looking at the pay, pulls out a big book, looking, going, and I'm like, is there like a coupon line or something?
You trying to go,
yeah,
huh?
I got things to do.
Right.
So the dude is like, no, it's the bigger one. You got to go back and get another one. Instantly, I went off. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Cancel his whole order and ring me up. What are we doing here? He's like, no, he's just going to go grab a bottle. He'll be right back. Back where? His stuff will not be here when he gets back. Then they make the mistake here to tell you to relax. Bro, I don't know you. We ain't grew up in the same house. We ain't never worked together. Don't ever tell me relax. That's the worst thing you could do. And then when he tells me relax, I'm like, bro, you don't know me like that, please. Just cancel his order.
But he said New York people aren't rude.
Right.
But
what was rude about that?
Well,
explain to me what was rude about.
Maybe because I'm from here, I'm more, relaxed, I guess. So when he said that, I think he was trying to comfort you, but you took it as like you're telling me what to do. Like you're already on edge.
Saying that a grown man who I don't know is trying to comfort me with the problem that he is starting, that doesn't make any sense.
But look, you know what's funny about that, bro? That was his normal.
Right.
You gotta understand,
exactly.
like people like when I say about this new normal, even John admitting that moving out here made him more patient. It's like learning that and be like, okay, that's also part of this new chapter that you're in. This new chapter that we're all in. Like even like I think the one thing that I ran into out here on the East Coast, we're not used to seeing celebrities all the time. Out here, you see celebrities wherever you go. So the first celebrity I saw, I remember trying to get a picture with him, and people I was with like, yo, bro, chill out. Like, we see him all the time, and it just made me feel crazy. Yeah. On top of knowing that all these people are super normal. But I say all that to say, all of that is part of this new normal that we're experiencing. So I guess a question that I got I'm going to start with Nia. How have your friends adapted to your new normal, from you starting a podcast? You have another business venture that I know you said that you're about to pop out, like this Nia that you're radically stepping into. How have your friends and family like received you?
Wow, that's a good question. I would say people expect me to be busy now. So I think they're starting to learn, like, Nia's not going to be somebody who just sits around at home. Like, I'm going to want to work on something. But a lot of my friends have been helpful and actually helped me with my business, helped me with the podcast. If they're like into social media or whatever, like they help. But I think my mom she's like, Nia, are you sure? Like, you're doing too much.
Right.
Like, because I had a photo shoot for my business and I lost my suit. And I talked about it in another episode, but like I lost a $200 suit.
You was too relaxed.
I was too stressed out because I was doing a lot. I was moving around and I forgot it. I don't know how I forgot it, but then I found it a couple days later. But she was just like, you need to have some time to yourself. Like, you need to relax.
Right.
And I'm trying to do a better job of you know, finding that time to relax because I want to accomplish so many things.
Right.
But as far as my friends, like the real ones, they support me.
Right.
Whether I'm busy or if I can hang out with them or not. But yeah, they know it's all love. They know it's all love. They don't take it personal. They know that I'm trying to work on, you know, something bigger. So yeah, the real ones are there, but some people, you know, didn't make it.
Right.
So you lost some along the way, huh?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you, Chef Jon? Your new normal is, I know, completely out of the norm for some friends and family who may be used to Jon from 2008. Maybe Jon from 2013. Friends or family, how are people receiving your new normal?
The same thing. I mean, you probably heard it too. You Hollywood now.
Oh, yeah.
How? No, stupid. We got a 3-hour difference, and you call me at 3 in the morning. I'm sorry. It's not going to work for me. And it's pretty much that. It's like people not knowing what you're doing. And that's why I feel like it's like, maybe I should share more. I don't know. But it's like you leave people their own devices, and they start to think their own thoughts.
Right.
So that's another thing California did for me. I don't care.
Right.
I don't care.
You don't care about what, like how you're received?
Yeah, no, if you creating your own idea of whatever you created from wherever it came from, that's cool. You don't even know me.
Right.
And I know who I know. Like people who are close to me, it's all good. It's all love. It's not even, it was kind of disappointing when I moved, when I told people that I didn't know. They was like, oh yeah, I figured you'd do that. Yo, fam, you know how back and forth I was about this? And you gonna sit there and tell me, yeah, I figured you'd do that. So when it comes to, it's like a lack of being impressed. So now I'm at the point where it's like, oh, well, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. So I'm comfortable where I'm at. Right. I used to have like imposter syndrome and all that. Like, I don't think I don't deserve this. Nah.
You do.
I do.
Right. Do. You do.
Right.
And I like what you said about, you know, the Jon that he was in 2008 is not the same Jon that he is now. Because I feel like I'm doing that for myself as well. Like, I really have to work on standing up for myself. And, like, you know, when I feel uncomfortable speaking up about it. Because I think the old Nia was a people pleaser.
Oh.
And so
the old Nia that people remember too.
Right. The old Nia that people remember was a people pleaser. So whenever I felt uncomfortable or I didn't like something, I didn't really want to cause conflict. So I would just be like, you know what, let me just slowly dip out or, you know, fade away, whatever it is. But now I'm just like, you know what, I don't like this. This is making me feel uncomfortable. I got to leave this situation. And some people, you know, don't like that. But I got to set boundaries, and I can't be afraid to, you know, advocate for myself.
Right. I feel like
that's dope.
No, that's actually amazing. That helps me to even like realize everything that I've been experiencing as well. Like Jon, you know, we've been chopping it up since day one. Just with everything that I've been experiencing, I feel like externally things are always changing, but internally I've been able to set these consistent standards to where now I'm literally just responding to things. I'm watching how people treat you, which, like I said in the play, how people treat you when they feel as though you can't do anything for them versus the come up, versus when you first share something with people, they told you it was crazy to them seeing it now, and now they're trying to respond different. So my new normal, I would say, is always changing externally, but internally, I'm at just a better place to where I can understand that I literally fought and built everything brick by brick where we are today, and it feels amazing. You feel me? I ain't gonna get too vulnerable or cry or anything
no,
like
but
that.
when you said brick by brick, I was thinking about Snowfall. But
brick by brick. But I have to get this off my chest because, like I said earlier, everyone loves the calm, be intentional, or whatever the version of yourself when they could potentially take advantage of you. When you were more of a yes person, all right, cool, I got you, whatever like that. Once you develop some standards, some boundaries, now you Hollywood. Now you change. Oh, right. Bro, we used to be able to chop it up on the phone for hours before, but bro, I have a whole business now.
Right,
I have
you got
multiple
stuff to
things
do.
moving. So as far as how people and family responding to the new normal today, oh, they hear me loud and clear. They know not to hit my phone with no BS, different things like that. But I had to emerge into this because when you first brought it up, it would sound a little whatever. But consistency will show a person how serious you are.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta piggyback off that. Like, I think growing up in this industry, I'm naturally hospitable.
Right.
Naturally, I go out of my way to make somebody feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, I go out of my way to make somebody feel safe. Naturally, I go out of my way to make somebody feel like, oh, I can trust them. Naturally, I go out of my way to make somebody feel like, oh, I can trust them. Naturally, I go out of my way to make somebody feel comfortable. but I'm not that nice of a person.
Elaborate. What you mean?
I'm hospitable. I'm not nice.
Okay.
So a lot of times people get it confused. And it's like this all of a sudden kind of feeling that they get because it's like, yo, I'm being hospitable. So it's like I'm offering. But the second you start asking and taking, now I'm going to show you that the hospitality that went out the window, I'm going to show you like I'm not nice.
Yeah.
The hospitality was like a luxury.
Yeah,
Right,
it's like to be around, like I grow up like that. So you come around me, I don't even eat my food without asking if you want something, no matter who I'm with. And it's like, if it comes from that, and that's from being a kid, not even industry talk, but it's like after being in the industry, anybody come around, you just naturally want to please them. Not in a way like a weird way, but as far as like, you need anything you need, I'm trying to be hospitable to you, and that's just in me. But oftentimes people aren't used to that. So when they come around, they'll take that for weakness and try to take it for gain. And that's when I let people know, I'm not nice, just hospitable.
Right.
People get it after that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't, some people take your kindness for weakness, you know, and you got to set that boundary or like stand up for yourself and be like, no, like I'm not about to take this. Like I was just being hospitable. Not nice, but hospitable.
Yes,
That's
yes.
it.
I just want to take a quick second to say, we want to say thank you for all the viewers and people chiming in, no matter where you're listening to it at. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever, make sure you download it. Leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. 5-star rating, all that good stuff. And we do a great job at making sure that we're giving everyone what they need to be the best version of themselves. What's good with you, but what's really good with you?
Since we doing shout outs, don't you have something coming up?
Oh, yes. Transparency, the play 2 is coming out. Not 2, like, you know, Incredibles 1, Incredibles 2. I added a little more to the first play, but also the sold out play in December is also coming back February 26th and 27th. Tickets go on sale February 1st, which by the time y'all listening to this is going to be past February 1st. So hopefully it's not sold out yet. But if it is, it's going to be another amazing time. Hudson Theater. And I think that's I'm also just very grateful, especially being that y'all are both there to help out, host John just being all hands on deck. But it's a reflection of my new normal. I'm not counting myself out of anything. I feel like sometimes we're taught and we adopt other people's fears. Oh, you can't do that because they're projecting because they can't do it. But literally my mantra this year is, if I feel like I want to do it, I'm just going to push the button. Like I don't count myself out of anything. So I'm excited, very excited about that.
Do you think the success of the first play like helped, I don't know, help you feel more confident?
Yes and no. So I was already a pretty confident person. I'm gonna say no. I think it just made me more enthused because I've been saying for years, and John, to tell you, I've called John phone, yo, bro, I'm down bad out here, boom, 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 or whatever. But I always maintain the same essence. I'm not waiting for the world. I'm not waiting to catch up to the world. The world has to catch up to me.
Right.
I know what I got is good. I'm enduring whatever I have to endure, but I know what I got is good, and the world is going to see whenever they see. So I feel like the play was the first time for people to come out to see it in the physical, in live in person, regardless to what I was posting on social media.
Right.
Because people can say the best stuff in the world, but if you ain't got the bread or the capital to back it for them to actually feel like they want to be a part of that, it's going to deaf ears.
Right.
But once you actually start showing things in the physical, like, nah, his person really is impactful. Nah, this actually really good. Oh, how can I be a part of that? So that's what the play did for me. It stamped and it made it real for a lot of people, but it was already real to me and my close friends.
Right. I wanted to ask you about something that you posted when you were, I don't know if somebody tried to say like you were coming up or you were like an overnight success.
Yes.
And you were like,
I snapped.
Yeah, you snapped.
And I think I told you about that when
Yeah.
someone said, bro, you skipping a lot of steps. Remember, I told
Right.
you
They
that.
try to call you their son, boy.
Right.
That's
They
what
try to say
trying
you
do.
skipping a lot of steps. And when it comes to, like I keep saying, our new normal, because our new normals are different based on like our upbringing. I watched cartoons coming up. You know what I'm saying? You didn't, but that was your normal. So I say all that to say, when you've been building something for so long or really working on yourself, I just find it very interesting how people catch on to what you've been doing for 5, 10 years, however many years, however long you've been born. So I just felt offended when people try to say overnight success or skipping certain steps, because I didn't skip any steps. I went through a myriad of emotions. I went through a lot of different things for this person that people are seeing today.
Right.
So with all of that, back to what I was saying earlier, I'm responding to it. You got me fucked up. In short, you got me fucked up. And if I feel the need to tell someone about themselves, I will, with knowing that I'm okay with however you respond to this.
Right.
Because I'm at a point where I'm only giving a person my truth, my integrity. I keep saying because my integrity might be different from yours. My truth might be different. And I just don't care because my friends and my loved ones who I keep close, we good.
Right.
We good, we solid, we consistent.
I wanted to ask Chef Jon, like, what were some of the steps that you took to build your brand and to build everything that you have? Like, because we see the results now, but talk about, you know, some of those like humble beginnings, like how everything started.
Chef Quan here, Chef Beanz, Chef Quan.
Not the government.
my bad. Man. Beanz, he was at the first dinner I did in Patterson. It was like I said, it started as friends just coming up. Then it was, you know how it go when people like, oh, well, I ain't get the invite. You weren't invited. Usually how it starts. Then there was like too many people asking, like, yo, when's the next joint you doing? When the next Friday night? When the next? Oh, maybe I'll do it. And while I was working, I was teaching cooking classes at the time, so I was able to kind of get into the mode of just making more in the mass for people in my house. So from there, I just did the dinner. The first one was a success. A couple of them flopped. A couple of people, like, I had space for 18 people in my apartment. I've had 6 people show up. It was a vibe, though. We had a good time. But it's like, it wasn't always easy. Like you said, it wasn't an overnight success. I had people who I've cooked all the food already because I didn't want to take the money at first because we cool and I'm trying to give you this experience. I just wait for you to get here and I get dubbed. They don't even come. And I just got extra food. Good for my neighbors, but not good for me.
Right.
So it's like now where I'm at now, it's just like people be like, oh, well, why your prices like this? Because I said so.
Right. You earned that. You earned that.
Cause you said so and you earned it. And I think it's even interesting. Like I've literally seen the transformation parts of it from what I guess when we first met. But even you posted something recently when you said 10-year challenge when it was which you was like the chicken man on campus or something like that.
That was a crazy. That's
Wait, you was the chicken man. Hold on, I want to know this.
We don't gotta get into it too much.
I went to school in Rhode Island, and pretty much while I was working out there, I worked for a catering company. Is like slow season. I needed to make money, so I lived in the 3rd floor. Woke up and I started selling food from the house: barbecue chicken, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, and cornbread for $7. I had people on campus who had cars. They was dropping them off on campus. I would start at 12, be done by 3. And I was doing that in like 2010.
Wow.
No, and only other people doing that, well, I guess wherever they was at, they was doing it. But only place I saw it was at church.
Right, yeah, at church dinners.
And it's just like, it's crazy because I was charging $7 for all that work. I used to have to light the coals on the fire in my house, the electric coil, and then run out to the crib and put the coals in there because it was too windy in Rhode Island. I mean, then now, like, I'll sit here and make a dish that took 18 hours, got 13 components, the sauce reduced for 4 hours, and you got the audacity to tell me why?
Yeah. But you ain't skipped no steps. You ain't skipped no steps.
And and also, Chef Jon, you're also, I think people put people in boxes, right?
Right.
So people been calling you Chef Jon your whole life. But I think sometimes they can miss the creative side of it. Mm-hmm. So can you speak more to, I saw recently you put like mixtape, album, single when it comes to Apartment Supper Club. How does that correlate with food? Like, how have you been able to do that?
Yeah, so for me, when it came to food, I just like I said, it was like my artistic outlet. So everything was based off of music, movies, or just how I felt. So whenever I cooked, I always listened to music. So it was like, all right, well, what song just make me feel like I'm gonna cook this? And I'll make that, and I'll just, if you want to come to the apartment, that's what you eat. But now it's to the point where I really do look at food as art. So if somebody said they don't like something, art is subjective, brother.
Right.
That's up to you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to me, it's so much entitled, like, into music for me. I started to think about it like, all right, cool. This is me playing my mixtape. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a rapper. Only reason I don't rap is I can't. That's it. I promise you, if I could, it'd be a problem out here. But I cook instead. So with me, I just try to take on the same idea. So whenever I'm cooking, I just try to think of like, all right, if this is I'm gonna do a punchline. Like, here we go. I do familiar food in an unfamiliar way. So I'll do things like take childhood experiences with music or movies and just try to flip it. Like I've done a Incredible Hulk granita. That was the first time I ever drunk alcohol in my life. It was Incredible Hulk. It's got to be for kids. This got to be like the watered down version. It was mad cool. It was green. It looked like a quarter water.
Right.
And they gave me that. It was disgusting. But as I got older, I appreciated it. So later down the line, I took it and made that into a granita, froze it, shaved it up, served it with dehydrated strawberries. And it was just like, yeah, I could do this. This is fun. And to be able to break it down for people was just like, yeah, this is not just exactly what you think it is. There's way more to it. And if you don't, it's okay. But new the new menus that I just dropped is one is called the single, one is called the mixtape, and one is called the album. So the single for me is just pretty much like a small understanding of like who I am. Like if you heard a song out and it was like, oh, that was a little bop. What else they got? You try that, then you come up and like, oh, I'm about to drop a mixtape. Son got a mixtape. I want to see what else he putting out. If you like that, then go for the album. And it's like, it's a story for each one. So each one is a different part of my life, and I'm telling that through food.
I like that. I'm hungry. I'm not gonna lie. Like my next question, like, is a food question. This is just for me personally. Like, what's your favorite thing to make?
He's gotten that. I bet you've gotten that question a lot, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna answer it, but I'll just tell you, like, you ever met a cool electrician?
No.
They're cool. But if you ask them, like, yo, what's your favorite socket?
They might have a favorite socket.
They just an electrician.
Wait. Wait, so you're saying you don't have a favorite?
So most of it is like, I like to cook for people. I like to create experiences for food. I like to create experiences for people through food. So I'll sit there and have a conversation with somebody. I'm like, oh, where you from? Okay. What kind of food you like? Oh, okay. And then from there, I could create a menu for you.
Right.
And I like to do that. Like, I could make whatever I want to make, but...
Oh, okay. So, I'm sorry. I got a challenge for you, Chef Jon. And okay, so let's create a scenario real quick.
Freestyle
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
we about to
bro?
freestyle. You got the album, the single, the mixtape. All right, let's
What's
freestyle. All right, bet. You met a person, you meet a person who's from...
Nah, we'll go right here. Where you from?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Just tell me about yourself.
I'm from Norwalk, from here.
I'm from Norwalk.
Yeah.
All right, where you from? Everybody, your whole family from here? Like originally?
From LA, yeah.
Nobody from the South? Nobody from...
My grandparents are from Louisiana.
Louisiana. See, I ask more questions out in LA. They don't like to tell the truth. I'm from LA. They did not drop you here on the ship. I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But
so my
that's such
people's
an East Coast
from
question, though.
Shreveport, Louisiana, I think.
All right. And any trips recently you went on? Had fun? Memorable experiences
trips I
that
went
had
on
good food?
Good food. Jamaica.
Jamaica. What do you eat in Jamaica?
A lot of chicken.
So jerk chicken.
Yeah,
Stewed
jerk chicken. Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite food to eat out here? You see that face?
Ooh, my favorite food to eat out here, I like Mexican food.
Mexican food.
Yeah.
Okay. Mexican food.
What you doing with that, man?
With that?
With that information.
Family from Louisiana, but she from LA. And she like Mexican food. When you say you're from LA, you just like Mexican food automatically.
I mean, yeah, I guess it might be since I'm from here, but yeah, I like Mexican food. I would eat that over everything else if I had a choice.
That's what's up. You guys got good tacos.
Yeah, definitely.
So you would probably pick a taco or anything. So if we're talking about experiences, we could talk about tacos, right?
Yeah.
So we could probably talk about a jerk chicken taco, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Yo!
Whoa.
Jerk chicken taco, right? Then we take a couple peppers, maybe green pepper, onion, celery, pickle them. That's a trilogy. That's from Louisiana. That's the base to any type of food that you start in Louisiana. So now we hit that, right? So we did the Mexico, we did the taco, we did the jerk chicken from Jamaica, and we went home with your family on the trilogy of peppers that we pickled.
Oh, my gosh.
It is good.
I'm blown away right now. Like, that sounds so good.
Yeah, no one ever made it.
Wow. He's more than a chef.
Yes.
I'm sorry. He's more than a chef. He has... What did you do? What was that?
So
It's like...
So I think it's
My mind is blown right now.
People talk a lot about like 10,000 hours to become an expert and things like that. We dealing with a person who's been doing this for so long. So on one scale, like he was talking about earlier, you can look at a person and be like, whether you're a paper plate chef or not, you just start cooking. All right, cool, whatever. Get your bread how you get your bread. But when it comes to purist, like be mindful when you about to approach me with that conversation, because I'm going to ask those questions. So how he's been able to curate, and I'm even like put John on the spotlight a little bit. I feel like he also don't like posting too much stuff because people try to emulate creativity, but also he knows he's unique in his own sense. So when it comes to this new normal, I think it's being a little more vulnerable, but also still having a grip on the integrity and the purist that you are as a chef.
Right.
It's hard to explain what just happened to somebody.
What he just did. That's hard to explain.
It's definitely hard to explain.
And it's
hard
not
to
nothing
understand.
special. It's like chefs do that all the time. It's not anything special, but it's like that's my experience is based off of yours. And why not? Food is art. Art is subjective. If you ain't like it, we'll see. But it tells a story.
Right.
If you ain't like the food, you like the story. It's yours.
Man.
Absolutely.
That's amazing right there. That's different. That's the expertise right there.
No,
when you don't skip any steps, that's what happens right there. That's an expert right there. But I wanted to ask you, where can people book your services or find you if they want to have that experience?
You can follow the APT Supper Club on Instagram or Chef Jon Harris on Instagram. But the website is the aptsupperclub.com.
I'm gonna go on right after this because I'm sorry. I love food since I was a little kid, so I'm really like thinking about that taco. But Chef Beanz,
Nobody
try to steal it. I already know. How
don't try to steal it. Don't try to steal it.
You can have it. It's cool.
That's a burner, man. That's a freestyle,
it's
man.
Cool.
It don't run out.
But you got anything going on that you want to say before we get out of here?
I already talked about the play. I just want to say, when it comes to realizing your new normal, like stand up for yourself. If people aren't acceptable, or however you pronounce it, I'll be trying to use different words, but that's okay. Stand up for yourself. Like if people aren't adapting to your new normal, to your growth, then you have to decide if they have the space to operate in your capacity. Be intentional, be transparent, stand up for yourself. That's all I gotta say. Chef Beanz, you know the vibes.
And get the tickets to the play.
Oh, tickets will be available February 1st. This episode will be out after that. But if they're not sold out yet, they will sell out.
They will.
There's a marquee. It's going to say Transparency to Play by Chef Beanz. It's happening, y'all. This is real life Black history happening right now. Like I'm... Pull up. Yeah? Do you have anything to say?
I'm just very honored to be by these young men right here because like I'm inspired. And
ain't this your show?
But but the good thing about this show is I get to meet people like y'all. Like just you have you're so different from me, but at the same time, like I love hearing about y'all's experiences. So I'm just happy to have you. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. You guys, you need to follow us on Instagram, _what's good with you. Subscribe to the YouTube page, leave a comment, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Please rate us and leave us a review. I would really appreciate that. And it's been another episode of What's Good With You.